Welcome to BioPractice webinar on how to write a scientific article. The presenter for today's presentation is Dr. Annette Gritsen. She is an epidemiologist professionally trained in epidemiology in the Netherlands. She obtained her PhD from the Vrije University in Amsterdam, reporting on a randomized controlled clinical trial on the treatment of carpal tunnel syndrome. After her PhD, she has been involved in research studies focusing on the health and healthcare use of refugees, asylum seekers, and other migrants in the Netherlands. And now I would like to hand over to the speaker, Dr. Annette Gritsen. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you for your introduction, and welcome everybody. Just to add a little bit on my introduction, since my postdoctoral studies, I moved to South Africa, where I'm already for 8 years. I'm doing a lot of teaching there, but also a lot of research. And based on my experiences with senior people here, I realized that sometimes there's certain skills that you expected people over time have mastered, that they sometimes still experience difficulties with that, because sometimes they come from a different field and actually have never had the education in that field. And also, if you're longer working, sometimes there's things that you don't often do anymore, and it is sometimes good then to hear again about the topic and practice some more. So tonight I'm going to talk about how to write a scientific article. There's plenty of guidelines that you find on the internet if you will Google on how to write a scientific article. But I realized that it's not always helpful just to see it on paper. Sometimes it works better if you hear it from someone and also get a few examples of how does it look in practice. So that's what we're going to do in this webinar. I'm sorry, somehow the slides don't want to go down. One of the most important aspects to be successful in your research or general in your work is that you have excellent written and oral communication skills. So therefore, I'll talk about both of these topics if time is permitting, but our main focus is on how to write a scientific results. So we'll be discussing why is a scientific format important, what are the different sections of an article, the process of writing, how do you structure a paragraph, reporting and journal guidelines, tips to improve your writing and useful resources. And if we have some time, I will also touch on oral presentation skills. So why is a scientific format important? It's important to efficiently communicate scientific findings in a uniform manner so that everybody does it the same way. So as a reader, you can kind of expect where to find what information, so you can decide whether a study is relevant to your own research or not, to your own work. And it allows the article to be read at different levels. If I do a search for literature in a database, for example, PubMed, I start by just looking at the titles. If a title gives the information that I think it makes it relevant for me, I'll read the abstract as well. If I then still think it's relevant, I go to the full text and look further to what are the figures or the tables giving me. And if that suits my needs, I will go through the other sections of the article.